Hello everyone. Today we'll be going over the features or items or the like that I think could personally make Sword and Shield so much better if these were to come in the DLCs. So without further ado, I think we should just jump straight into it. At number 10, we have a hidden ability capsule. It's been seen before. It's generally something that people really want because there's nothing that sucks as much as getting a shiny just to not be able to use it because it did not have its hidden ability. Obviously, they should be more expensive than a regular ability capsule, but just having the option to actually use your battle points that you earned through, either the tower or through battling online, to just be able to change the ability on these Pokemon would be so amazingly nice, and would also be nice against with G-Max Pokemon that you call that you have one that maybe has a perfect stats, like really just as you need, but it didn't have its hidden ability. So I think a hidden ability capsule could definitely be a big improvement for the games. Keep in that regard, another item that's also so... I don't understand why it's not there. Obviously we got bottle caps introduced back in Generation 7 and it was so nice to finally be able to have your Pokemon. They might not be perfect, but you can make it them by getting them to level 100 and you can perfect the stats. But why can't you do the opposite? Why is there not like a broken bottle cap that you can use to reduce your Pokemon's items to, not items, IVs to 0, and just like for something like a team like Trick Room teams, that would be so useful. Also, if you have a Pokemon that's super weak to foul play, and foul play is relevant in whatever meta you're playing, being able to use a broken bottle cap to get that down to 0, and as I said, for Trick Room, if you encounter something in the wild and it doesn't have 0 speed, then that sucks. The same for the G-Max Pokemon, because it basically... it ruins it so much. Like, for example, Hatterene was out. I never got one with even somewhat bad IVs. And it's just like, well, I can't use Hatterene because it'll be faster than other things. Like Mudsdale, for example, in the Trick Room because the speed is so high. So I don't understand why it isn't there. So Pokemon Company, Nintendo, Game Freak, whoever makes these decisions, get onto that. Next up is shiny hunting methods. Because if you look in the past, we had very different ways to shiny hunt. We had SOS battles last generation, we had friend safari, we had chain fishing, we had dex nav, we had horde encounters, and I'm probably even forgetting things. There's been so many different ways that we could shiny hunt. Also ultra wormholes, things, encounters that were also like super high shiny chance on the very limited number of Pokemon. There's so many potentials. We just don't have them. Right now we have a wild encounter method that doesn't work, so it's basically just regular wild encounters and egg hatching. There's nothing else, even though we have these, for example, golden aura Pokemon that have a high chance of egg moves, or that has egg moves. I think they have them always. But they don't have any added shiny chance, and that, first of all, that seems like a waste of potential. The same with the max rates. Why they're full odds, and I really don't understand why they're full odds. I understand why it's not like 1 in 50 chance, but having the full odds is just, it seems wasteful because you very quickly hit a point where the regular dens, they don't matter because you're not going to get a shiny, you don't need the Pokemon, and it's just it becomes a waste and very lost potential. So getting some more, getting improvement on the potentials that we already have, and maybe adding something in, again, like, for example, it's not going to be SOS, it sounded very, that it will only be in Gen 7, but something like the Friend Safari, get that in, get the Dex Nav in, something would just really improve on the playability of the game and the longevity of it. Next on the list is a Pokeball that's good in max rates, because, like, go back to last generation. We had the Beast Balls that were good against Ultra Beast and very bad against other Pokemon. Having something similar would make sense, also because it's so annoying. There's literally basically no point in joining other people's G-Max rates because you're probably not going to catch the Pokemon anyway, so it ends up being just a waste of time. So getting something that could be very good against those would be very nice. And since we know that Kurt will be back and there'll be Apricot Balls so we can get crafted and such, from what I understood, maybe getting like a new type that work well on the max Pokemon, or at least just the G-Max ones. Just something to make it more enjoyable to participate in these raids. And next up, keeping pace with the raids, better NPCs. They suck so much, and there's so many raids that if you get them 5 stars, you can't beat them with NPCs because they're so bad and they never attack. Like, basically, when Magikarp ends up being the best member you can get, that says something is definitely wrong. So just, please, just give them decent Pokemon and give them decent moves that I don't understand why we have an Eevee and a Clefairy. and a Magikarp and a Solrock that almost will never rock throw. It seems such a wasteful idea and forces you to have to pay for Nintendo Alliance to beat the raids that no one wants to join because it's like a 5-star raid of a regular Pokemon with no higher shiny chance or anything. So it just really, it's annoying is all I can say. Next on the list, I have different kinds of wishing pieces. Because right now it's just random out of everything that can spawn from the den with the wishing piece that you have. And that means that most of the time you're definitely not getting what you want, and that can be very annoying. So an idea that I've thought would be to like have different kinds of wishing pieces. So you have basically you have the cheap ones that you have now that can give anything, a chance for everything. You could have some more expensive ones that would guarantee, for example, a purple den, or maybe some very expensive ones that could guarantee you a G-Max. Like, just having some more control over what you actually get from the dens could be very nice. And then again, like, differentiate them with the price. So you can't just spam G-Max Pokemon because, you know, obviously you will have to beat raids to get enough points to actually continue doing it. But just, again, that would just really just help improve the max raid system, because it's a very fun system, but there's not really enough reward for doing it currently. Have more customization, and I don't necessarily mean like clothing and hair, because we already know we're going to get more of that with the new expansion. But it's more so in the like that, for example, last generation we could choose different throwing styles, throwing animations, and they already have them in game. Like the different trainers have different ways that their animation is made when they throw out a Pokeball. And they obviously made it before, so it's obviously not that hard to do. So why isn't it there? Like, it's just, we're just so generic, and it's kind of sad. And another thing that I also thought was, like, back in Diamond, Pearl, Platinum, I think it was in all of them, I never played them, but you know, back then you also had like the Pokeball seal, so you'd get this extra animation when the Pokemon popped out of the ball. And something like that, like, that would just give more personality to what you're doing. So I would really love to see more of those types of customization. They can just, like, really make your character and what you're doing stand apart. So, like, you can have a whole team where, like, I don't know, hearts come out when you throw the ball, like, whatever. It would just, like, make it a lot more fun, a lot more personal. Next, we're going to step into the more competitive side of the game. And that is with more options for timer. Because I played Draft League, and it's actually been very, very frustrating to play. It works better now that we have the whole workaround where you have to basically play in land mode and you get a 10-minute timer. Because otherwise you're stuck with the 20-minute timer for single battles. And it's really hard to complete a single battle in 20 minutes if you have to do just a little bit of thinking in between. So if they could just like make like different rules so you can kind of make, like you can do it with the land. Again, you can do it there. You can have like different with total limits, or with your time and total limits, and your time and no limits to the length of the battle. If you could like have also just like with just, I don't want to limit it, but like give us like the option for at least like 45 minutes or 60-minute battles again. That would be so much better, because timer stalling sucks and it's a lot easier to do currently. So we have higher rewards for winning international competitions, because the Pokemon Company, they host international competitions, which is basically in the VGC format, where you play best of one online against people from all over the world. And currently, if you win against these thousands and thousands of players, you get 50 measly CP, which is not a lot. Like in the US, you need 400 to qualify for Worlds, and in Europe, you need like 300. You get 50 for winning a competition against thousands and thousands of players. And it's so silly, like it's so really not worth grinding for, because you have all these people from Japan that are going to work like really hard. They're almost always at the top, and it's so hard to get there. So I think something they could really improve to make these competitions a lot more appealing would be, for example, heightening the price of the CP. Like, at least give 100 to the winner. I mean, come on, like 50 is nothing. And then maybe instead of having it like you're fighting everyone from all over the world, I mean, you would still be it, but maybe like make the rewards pay out regionally instead. So that, for example, let's just keep it at the 50, so that the one who has a region-based game, or not a region-based, a European-based game, the one that takes the first spot in Europe would get the 50 there, and the one that takes the first spot in the US would get the 50 there, instead of having it be one big pool of people, because it really it's not worth grinding for the first phase, basically, because you basically get nothing out of it. Lastly, going a bit more into the gameplay, I think having more side quests, especially post-game, could really be nice. Obviously, we get the DLC now, so we get some more things to do that we didn't already have, but the post-game is pretty short in the game. Like, let's just face it, it's pretty short. And I thought having some more side quests that could give you like either a lot of money or rare items or like special pieces of customization that you get for completing them could be a really nice way to let have more longevity in the game and more things to do, instead of just basically getting the legendary and then station or summer center and then you're just, okay, now I'm done. What am I supposed to do now? You can battle, you can shiny hunt, you can do nothing else. It will give some more, and it could also be a nice way to, when you start out, get some of the good items. You could, for example, have where you get like the power anklets, or like all the power items for breeding, and Destiny Nuts and Everstones and all that, which I know you can also get through max rates, but still, maybe get some of the battling items. Like, you could get, I think you can already get the choice items, but like, whatever. And easier way to get the flame orb, maybe, I don't know. Just, you know, give more reason to actually play the game. I think it was Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon actually had a good chunk of side quests, which they weren't particularly rewarding to complete, but you know, they were there and it was nice, and there was one of them that gave you a shirt that you otherwise wouldn't get, so there's that. So, you know, it could be like the Apricot balls, like some rare Pokeball, Stream balls, I don't know. Just something. Could be very nice. So that's the list. One of the things that you would like to see. I will say one of the things that I did prioritize was having things that would be realistic. And personally, I don't think they'll ever add difficulty settings to Pokemon games, so that's why I didn't really want to put it on, because, you know, didn't seem realistic. But yeah, that's my list of things that could make Pokemon Sword and Shield a lot better. What are your thoughts? Do you have any ideas that I did not mention? Are there any like super obviously glaring mistakes where you're just like, I wish they would change that? Throw a comment down below, and without further ado, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, keep cool, bye!